Yeah, so our group's been together for over 4 weeks now. We're kind of getting more established, trying to figure out who fits where, what needs to be done, different roles we all have. So to help us with this, we took a couple of tests to figure out personalities and how the group would mesh together. The first one was called the locus of control test. It kind of talked about and helped you discover whether you thought you could affect the environment around you or the environment around you affected you. I was kind of right in the middle, which means I had a moderate internal locus of control, meaning I don't really think I can affect everything, but you kind of determine your own way to go. The next part of the test was our Machiavellian score. It determined how cutthroat you were or what you do to get ahead. Kind of scored in the middle. I don't really get pushed around too much, I guess, but unlike Kevin Hun, not really super cutthroat. Next one was self-monitoring. I was at the higher end of this scale. It's where I guess you can kind of adapt to different social situations, change. I don't really know. Type A personality, pretty low on the end of the Type A personality one. I guess more laid back, which is good, but can also be a problem. Sometimes you get off track, and you kind of need a schedule to keep you going. So, good thing we have people like Sarah, who took that test 3 times to get the answer she wanted. Other parts of the test was called the Myers-Briggs test. It's a relatively famous test, apparently. Determine personality and whatnot. On that, they have extroversion, sensing, feeling, and judging were what I scored the most on. Extroverted was a score of 67 out of 100, so I guess I'm fairly outgoing according to that test. Sensing, I don't really know what that means. Maybe I'm sensitive. Feeling was 12, and then judging was 33. Another test that goes along with that is called the TPSI test. With that, I had a score of 4.5 on the extroversion, so once again, I guess more outgoing. Agreeableness was 4.4. Yeah, I feel like our entire group is pretty agreeable. We get along pretty good. Conscientiousness of 3.9. According to our class, that's one of the most important factors on being successful, so I guess feel pretty good about that. Stability, 4.4. Openness to experience, 3.9. Yeah, all the different tests lined up pretty good with what I thought about myself, for the most part. I know a few people like Kevin had problems with the results, but yeah, for the most part, I feel pretty good about them. How do I normally act in a team? I guess I kind of just like to find where I fit in. I don't really have to be the leader. If no one wants to lead, I don't mind it per se, but yeah, just kind of whatever goes with me. Strengths, weaknesses. Strengths, I guess, I get along with people pretty well, and I like working in groups. I don't really like being by myself. When I'm home alone, I usually leave and go down on the waterfront and look at seals. So yeah, I like working in teams. Get along pretty well. Conscientiousness, I guess I scored pretty high on that. So, on the other hand, weaknesses. Sometimes I have a problem staying on track. I like to have fun. So usually, if it was up to me, we'd end up just hanging out in groups and it'd take a lot longer time to get stuff done. So, hopefully we have someone else who can keep us on track. Yeah, on the ideal team, how would I act? Yeah, not really too sure. I guess for me the ideal team would be pretty evenly spread. Kind of just have fun and get the work done. Get an A minus. I don't know. Working style. Let's see. Well, usually I like just to kind of hang out. So the first part of the group meetings usually takes a while. Janelle, Sarah, and I tried working on our China papers 4 times before we even got the first paragraph written. So, yeah, it usually comes down to the last minute where you kind of just have to bust it out when you have no other option, which personally for me works fine.